Today's video, I'm going to be replacing the lower control arm on this ball joint on this 07 Civic. We're going to take off the caliper bracket. We're going to leave the caliper on there, 17 millimeter. Number 3 Phillips head. .32 millimeter. So now that we know it's not seized, we can go ahead and pull it out. Pull the cotter pin out. 17 millimeter for the lower nut. I'm using this ball joint puller. Once you clamp it around, it'll press until it pops. The upper knuckle bolts are 22 millimeter nut, 19 millimeter bolt. A millimeter for the ABS sensor. So we'll go ahead and slide it out. Here's your knuckle. To remove the ball joint, it's going to get pressed downward. I got an open barrel just big enough to go on the outside of the ball joint, and then I put the cap right here. Got the big C clamp, and I just put the nut on the ball joint, and I'm going to try to press it straight out without having to use like a socket that grabs onto it right here. So we're going to go ahead and try to press it down. And there you go, slides right out. We're going to go ahead and attempt to install our ball joint. We're going to use this barrel that goes wide enough around the ball joint that has a slot on the top for the ball joint to pass through if need be. I'm going to use a cap to push against. Now we got everything snugged up, we're going to go ahead and pull our ball joint in. And there you go. The difference between the new ball joint and the old one, it actually has a slot for a snap ring. The other one was just using the pressed in to hold it, and of course the lower control arm is going to prevent it from sliding outboard. But this one comes with a snap ring, so we're going to go ahead and put it. There's a slight hump on one side compared to the other one, which is flat. We want the flat to go outboard. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. And there you go. Ball joint is in. You can see how good this one is. Nice and tight. The nut is a 14 millimeter for the sway bar end link, and the stud size 5 millimeter. There you go. Now the lower control arm just has 2 bolts left. You can see the lower control arm is separated from the bushing. 19 millimeter for the bottom bolt. And here you go. 19 millimeter for this back one. And there you go. Here's our old lower control arm. We're going to go ahead and install our good new one. We can go ahead and slide it in. We're going to leave it snug, but not tight, because we want to torque down these mounts under load. We know that's going to be its normal resting position with the wheels on the ground. We're going to go ahead and slide in our knuckle. Got the axle temp installed. Now we're going to go ahead and lift it up to the top. So the splines on the axle are just a little tighter than normal for the inner splines. So what I'm doing is holding tension against the knuckle, against the axle, and I'm tapping it slowly, and it's slowly just kind of walking itself in. This ball joint we can torque unloaded 43 foot-pounds. And there you go. Here's our cotter pin. 1/16 for the shock bounce.
Mortgage for your taxes.
Put it back on. $80 foot-pounds. $134 foot-pounds. After the axle's torqued down, we're going to go ahead and lock it down by punching it into the slot. $61 foot-pounds. And that's how you replace these lower control arms and these ball joints. Hopefully this video helped you. Y'all have a good one.